Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearthed, where we like to dive into whatever topic comes to mind each and every week. Every week we have an installment on mental health because it's important, man. You got to check on your people. You got to check on your people and have your people check on you. It is important, man. It's important to me that we continue to have discussions on mental health because it's just not talked about enough. Now we're going to cue the intro. I'd like to go ahead and shout out this week's sponsors. First and foremost, I'm going to shout out Lawn Do Lawn Maintenance LLC. Goes without saying. They power this podcast each and every week. Other people I'd like to shout out is Fin Print Apparel. They have not disappointed us with the quality of the uniforms this season. This was our first year trying them out, and I can sit here and tell you, by far the best uniforms we have ever gotten. The fact that we're at the end of the year and they still look fresh. That's what's up. So if you guys would like to try Fin Print Apparel, type in the code DUDE10. Again, that's DUDE 10. And the other thing would be to check out IR Rhino. Again, you can use our code for them as well. They have a killer discount going on right now for the end of the year. Or if you just have any other questions about the mini skid, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be sure to get you with the right people for that. All right. Enjoy the podcast. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearthed. Got another episode this week. It's another truck talk. Might even be an extra episode for the week if I end up recording again before the weekend ends. So real time. It's actually a Thursday, and I'm recording this. Usually I don't record this early in the week, but I felt like this particular podcast had to be spoken on, and I don't know who this will pertain to, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna pertain to someone. Today's today's episode, all in all, I would say it's different. You know, it's a little different from how we usually do podcasts here. At the same time, it's pretty similar to the vibe you guys have been getting from me lately. Just keeping it real with you and giving you the 110%, keeping the 1,000, be the real deal Holyfield. Y'all get it. So this podcast isn't about me, like talking loud. It's not it's not about me talking about some flashy crap. This podcast is going to be personal for some who hear this. This is something that you can listen to in those quiet moments. When life feels heavy, when your thoughts are racing all through your head, you're just overthinking, you're struck out with anxiety, maybe a touch of depression, so on and so forth. Those moments when you just need to breathe again. We all have them. Legit. So, first of all, let's take a deep breath. This one's not about the noise. It's about the reminder that strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. So, if this hits home for you, I'm pretty sure you've been carrying a lot. Some days it feels like no one really sees it. But guess what? God does. God sees it all day, every day. So he's been walking beside you through every high, every low, every quiet moment. Even in those moments where you didn't know where he was, or you didn't know what was next, or you just didn't know where your next step is going to be, how you're going to get through a certain situation. He's always been there, and he always will be. You've questioned your purpose, your direction, your worth. I could honestly say we've questioned our purpose, our direction, our worth, because this isn't just for somebody listening to this. I've been there plenty of times myself. Also, in those moments, a lot of us feel like we've poured out for others while trying to hold it together ourselves. And yet, he's still there. God is still there. That means you haven't lost, even when you think you have. You're still in the fight. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. Once again, Romans 8:28 says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. So even when you don't see it, he's still working behind the scenes. Every delay that we have in life has purpose. Every test has meaning. Every quiet season has growth. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not behind. Keep moving, even when it's slow, or even if it's slow. Even when it's quiet, it's silent. Because slow progress is still progress, last I checked. And silent seasons are where God does his deepest work. End of the day, God is working the hardest in those silent moments. And we don't even know it because we're too busy asking where he at. Where he at? You know where he's at? He's already there working it out. He already has the solution while we're still looking for an answer. We just got to trust him. So, while moving forward, don't forget your people. Don't forget your people. Don't forget to check on your people, man. The strong ones, the quiet ones, the ones who say, I'm good. Boy, I know that one all too well. All too well. Like, for real, for real. And one thing you gotta do as well is you got to let them check on you. That's not weakness, that's real strength. The same God who's been guiding you through your valleys, your dark alleys, your dark times in life, it's the same one who's leading you toward your victory. So, you know what you need to do? You need to breathe. You need to trust. You need to keep building. You need to keep believing. Isaiah 40:31 says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Your strength isn't gone. It's being renewed. Piece by piece, brick by brick. You get the point. Moment by moment. Once again, you get the point. If you're hearing this, I just want you to know you're not alone. Trust me, you're not alone. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep showing up. Because God isn't finished with your story yet. Still writing that bad boy. For real. Until next time, stay grounded. Stay grounded. Stay faithful. And remember, sometimes the loudest faith is found in the quietest fight. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Sometimes the loudest faith is found in the quietest fight. So instead of letting them voices talk in your head, speak in your head, have you overthinking, have you going through anxiety, have you going through depression, talk to God. That's where He does His best work. But that's all I got for this podcast right here. I hope it registers somebody. I really do. And if you think there's somebody who is going through something, please share this with them. Because we're all in this together at the end of the day. Y'all be blessed. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Dude on Earth. We talk about all kinds of things here. The good stuff, the tough stuff, and everything in between. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and have a blessed day.